Greetings, everybody. Super Team 451 here. Welcome back to another episode of Weeb Warriors, and it's a end of season tier list.
What's up, guys?
And
I'm here. I'm here too. Umu.
the man who is helping me with this tier list is my good friend Jay, aka Mr. J's Chaldea. Check out his streams. He's a true legend. If you came from his streams, thank you guys. You're a great community.
Yep. Good shit, guys. I gotta support the homie. But yeah, I haven't watched many of these, even though our list is much shorter than last season. But the ones I watched, I really enjoyed. I guess we'll go ahead and go through those first, since those are the only ones where we have two opinions on. I'm gonna go. Well, Tony, you can see my screen. We're gonna start with Don Machi. I enjoyed this season a lot. I think Winnie was a really good addition to the Familia.
Yeah.
I thought her story was gonna just be a repeat of Haruhime, but it was different enough. I liked the twist, and again, more of the world building on Belle's destiny and such. All in all, a pretty solid entry. I wouldn't say it was anything amazing, but still pretty good. I would give this a B, personally.
I would say definite B tier, because when I did my own personal tier list for the EDs and the OPs for this season, Unmachis were kind of near the middle. Even though it wasn't a physical tier list, but you guys know what I mean.
But yeah. Okay, so Don Machi's a solid B tier. It continues to be pretty great. I still enjoyed it a lot. Next one is one that I was praising even before the season came out, because I was like, you guys, I've been reading this for the past year in Jump, and this is gonna be some good shit. I was like, we have to review this, we have to watch this, we have to cover this. You are going to thank me later. And well, Tony, we have reached the end of the season.
Yeah.
Well,
technically it's still going on, but we're gonna review at least its first half.
Oh yeah, the first core. It is 24, but yeah, the first core. That is of course Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm putting this bitch in S tier, fam. I
agree. It is an S tier anime. It is definitely S tier.
Putting that bitch in S tier for sure. And I know what you guys are thinking. It's oh, you guys are being pretty positive with this tier list. Yeah, most of this tier list is gonna be positive, because we don't like to waste our time with shit we don't like. Except for last season, where Tony made us watch two very shitty anime that we all regretted, and that's why the Tony was wrong tier was created for that particular tier list. Go back and watch that tier list if you are curious to see which were in the Tony was.
If you want to check out old content of mine, you're more than welcome to.
But yeah, no, Jujutsu Kaisen was amazing. I loved all the characters. Its ED is pretty sick. I enjoy the opening. Tony thinks it's kind of mid, but I enjoy the opening as well. Itadori is a great protagonist. Really enjoy him a lot.
That's a true homie.
All the side characters are really cool as well. The principal is probably my favorite. He's just so fucking awesome. But yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen is definitely up there for me. I knew it was gonna be one of the big Shonen Jump hits, and I definitely think it's gonna stay that way, especially with the arc they're gonna finish up with this second core. So obviously we'll get a full discussion out of it next season. But definitely goes into S tier for its spot in the fall.
Yeah, Nanamine is my favorite character by far.
Nanamine is pretty cool.
He's the true homie. He's a true legend.
All right, but this one is solely for you, Tony. So you shall dictate where this one goes. Moriarty the Patriot.
I really enjoyed this show personally, and I kind of gave my initial thoughts last week. And personally, Jay, if I have to be honest, it was a solid B tier.
Solid B
Show.
tier. Okay, we're putting it in B tier.
I mean,
Nice.
another one that brought this show to my attention. I actually liked the mystery behind each of the different episodes
Oh
because
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of the show was
I
2
thought
to 3 parts.
Yeah, I thought the premise was really cool. I did like that it was kind of like a almost a more serious Detective Conan style anime where they had the cases and such.
And I like the twist that Moriarty was the one that instigated a lot of these cases and
Yeah.
tried to solve a lot of these different mysteries. And Sherlock wasn't involved until like the latter half of the show. So
Yep.
we only got to see like the rivalry between Moriarty and Holmes in like the last few episodes.
Yeah, I only watched like the first arc, the first case, the first few episodes, but I liked from what I saw. I liked what I saw. For sure.
I mean, this show actually has its moments where it's actually quite excellent. The cases are so diverse and interesting. And it has one of my favorite OPs of the season, which is fucking amazing.
All right,
But it's
interesting.
even kind of lacking in that sense. So, musically, it's great. Like, a lot of the insert songs are good. But the ED is what brought it down a little bit. It would have been an A tier, but the ED kind of has to play a role in its music quality.
All right, so for the next one, I will also be placing this motherfucker in the S tier because I think this is the best new anime of the season. That isn't based off something that I already was aware of. Talentless
Yeah.
Nana. Holy
Yeah.
shit, Talentless Nana. This was one that we initially slept on until Jordan was like, "You guys, you gotta watch Talentless Nana." Because holy shit. It's basically Among Us the anime, and oh, there's so many fucking twists and turns. I don't want to talk about it too much because like I feel like this is one people need to experience for themselves. But trust me, it is a fucking wild ride, and it hits you in the feels at the end. Oh my god. Tony, do you have anything to add?
Yes, I agree with you, Jay. I personally think it's the sleeper hit of fall 2020. And granted, the shows that we have here are like indicative of all of fall 2020.
Yeah, it's a small sample size. Technically, we could have added Burn the Witch onto here, and maybe we should have because it came out in the fall.
But it's for that show in particular, I think it's a solid A tier show.
Oh yeah, Burn the Witch is definitely A tier show. For 100%.
And but with Talentless Nana, I really enjoyed a lot of the aspects of this show that make it interesting. And Nana is a great protagonist.
The character dynamics are probably the most interesting part, right? And I mean, obviously that goes for, like, I know we called it Among Us the anime, but I think that's kind of like one of the draws to Among Us, right? You have to, like, really pay attention to your people's tells and, like, their movements and sometimes the stupid shit they do, like, just frantically running in and out of rooms, not doing shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, we're gonna be doing an Among Us stream here, like later today, right, Jay?
We were going to, but then like not as many people in the Discord are available today, so we're probably just gonna stick with the normal Sunday Among Us stream. I'm probably just gonna free quest farm, after we record this.
It's fine. That's fine. That's fine by me. I don't. Yeah, works as long as we do an afternoon stream and just have fun with the homies. But I think with that, yeah, I definitely agree with you. Talentsana, S tier, I think the sleeper hit of this season.
Yep. So another one that I was looking forward to because like the first adaptation of this particular manhwa was shit. And I was hoping that Crunchyroll would step its game up since it did such a good job with Tower of God and God of High School. This one is, of course, the vampire manhwa Noblesse. I personally would put this in A tier. I really enjoyed it. I actually did not finish it, but I've seen enough of the anime to like I'm like 2 episodes behind, but I've read enough of the source material, and I'm caught up on the source material, and I've seen enough of it to really to make a good enough judgment to say I believe this belongs in A tier. Tony, like I
Mhm.
remember when Tony watched the first like I think it was like the first 2 episodes, and Tony was like, "Bro, this shit is boring," and I was like,
Yeah.
Give it some time, Tony. Give it some time. I'm telling you, you're gonna like it." And then like weeks later, he's like, "Holy shit, this show is crazy." I'm just like, uh huh, uh
Yeah.
huh.
And with that, yes, this is true. I have said this countless times, but yeah, I would actually say I would put this in S tier for me personally, but
Really?
A for
I
the
see.
group is
Yeah, see. I don't know if I could exactly push it to S tier because like there are a couple. I have a couple issues with it in terms of like pacing and such.
fair, and I kind of agree with you on that. But this, for me personally, is because I like the music that the show has.
Oh yeah, it does.
It,
It does have some pretty good. Does have some pretty good music. I can agree with you
it has
there.
great intros. It has some great insert songs. Its OP is amazing, and it's ED, even though it's not like one that I would like cry home about, but it's decent.
I do think if they had fixed that slow start, more people would have gotten into it because I don't hear as many people talking about Noblesse as they should. And I think that's the one thing that kind of keeps me from putting it into S tier, right? Like Noblesse
Eh,
itself is a Noblesse itself is a slow burn series, which I mean that means it did a good job at adapting the source material, which I think it did for sure. But I feel like if they had streamlined it a little bit, I could have like taken it to that next level. But
mhm.
maybe that's just me. All right. Well,
But with that, I really, even though episode 13 came out today, as of our recording, Wednesday the 30th of December, but I still say, yeah, this show is great.
mm-hmm.
And if it
100%.
wants to like continue onward, and other than us reading the source material, if we get another like season of this, I wouldn't be opposed to watching it again.
I'm 100% hoping we get a second season because shit gets wild, man. Shit gets wild. All right. Last but certainly not least, I'm putting this one in S tier because oh my god, the wholesome levels are amazing. Uh,
Yes,
Tony
Tony.
Kawa, Over the Moon. Listen, when I first heard this premise, I was like, "This sounds fucking insane. What does this even? How does this even happen?" Then I watched that first episode, and I was like, "Oh my god, what is this feeling in my kokoro?"
Yeah, what? And I was the one that brought this to your attention, Jay.
Mm-hmm.
And what did I tell you? What did I tell
Yeah, yeah,
you?
no. Okay, so like, I am definitely a big sucker for romances. Like, of course, I'm a hopeless fucking romantic. So like anything this cute and wholesome, like with romance, and I love that it speed runs the normal romance anime like formula, right? Like, because by the end of every other romance anime, they get like one kiss or they hold hands. Nah, episode one, these fuckers got married. I was like, all right, let's see. And it was super fucking sweet. I loved NASA. Well, I can never remember the girl's name for some reason.
It's Tsukasa.
It's Tsukasa. Okay.
It's either Tsubasa or Tsukasa.
Okay. So yeah, I love
Oh, it's Tsukasa.
NASA.
He
I
always called Tsukasa-chan.
Yeah,
So
yeah, I love both NASA and Tsukasa. I loved like how they kind of did these weird like reverse steps. Obviously, they get married first, but like meeting the parents and all this other like just really really fun, sweet, wholesome stuff, and like just them experiencing not only like marriage for the first time, but this is their first relationship too. So there's a lot of this cute awkwardness to it.
definitely.
It's really fucking sweet. Personally,
And
really
I,
enjoyed it.
yeah, this show is if you, for those of you who don't know, this is by the same person who did Hayate the Combat Butler.
Which you can tell a lot by like the comedy in this show. It's definitely the same sense of humor.
And it's also the same art style.
Yep. Hayate the Combat Butler. I mean, I watched some of the anime, but I read the manga mostly. And it was pretty solid. Good shit. Good shit.
And I think the best part about this show, Jay, is its characters. Other than like our leads here are great characters, but the characters that
they interact with, yeah, that's what really makes the show, right? The different interactions with people that they have all throughout the series. Yeah, for sure. Mm-hmm. I agree with you there.
Like Chitose, Tsukasa's adopted younger sister. We have the maid,
who thankfully isn't thirsting for him like every other adopted younger sister.
Yeah, Tsukasa is the one that gets the brunt of her sister's affection. As while they were growing up, I liked the idea of the younger sister. Like, I want to make my big sister happy, so I can't approve of her husband quite yet. But she ultimately warms up to the man little by little,
which was pretty sweet. Because I mean, I feel like that's a big part of it's a big part of forming a relationship with a person, right? Is to at least being able to get along with their family. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I've never really had that. I've never really had that problem. I mean, not to like fucking sound like I'm bragging or anything, but I tend to get along with people pretty easily. So like I haven't really had a problem with people not liking me.
Yeah, I know I'm an acquired taste.
But yeah, no, it was a really good, sweet, wholesome show. Nice change of pace for sure. I enjoyed it a lot.
And the last episodes of this show were just nothing but slice of life shit, and I enjoyed it. The crazy thing is that our boy Jordan loves this show too.
Yeah, which he's not really into romance, because he doesn't like real life shit in anime, because he goes to anime for escapism, which is understandable. But like the fact that he watched this and enjoyed it was pretty surprising. Pretty surprising. But I feel like in a year like 2020, we kind of need some wholesome, Yeah,
I definitely agree with you. And a lot of the shows that we reviewed this past year have been great, and a lot of them have been wholesome. So I cannot help but really just sing the praises of a lot of what anime we did get in 2020,
even though it was obviously cut off due to world circumstances, and not as much as we probably would have gotten if world circumstances were different. But I think 2020 as a whole has been pretty fucking solid.
Yeah.
We might do a year-end wrap-up tier list. We should probably talk to Jordan about that. Like,
it's true. We should do a good end of.
Like, figure out we gotta put together a list of all the anime that we reviewed this year.
And I have to go through like a back catalog of shows we've watched of the episodes for the past year.
I mean, I'm not saying you have to do that. We just have to look up a list of the anime that came out this year and figure out which ones we watched. So that's not that hard.
Yeah. Well, I know Jordan and I had shows that we watched on our own time.
Well, we're definitely including those too, because I gotta talk about Kuma Kuma Bear. This fucking Kuma Kuma Bear.
God, yeah. You know what? That sounds like a nice extra episode, because I know a lot of the shows that we are going to be reviewing for winter 2021 aren't going to be out yet.
Yeah. So we could do that as a gap episode. Yeah, we'll talk to Jordan about it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But anyway, this is the list. A lot of positives this season.
Yeah.
A lot of fucking positives.
Good shit. There was no need for a Tony was wrong tier this time. No accidental NTR anime. Thank God.
No accident. And for my reviews of the most recent episodes and final episode of Tanlasana, good episode. We found out the mystery behind the killings.
Yep.
And we lost a friend. That's all I'm going to say about it. You should find out for yourself. Even though I've been pretty spoilery when it comes to these reviews, This,
I'm telling you, yeah, not as something that you can't spoil for people because it's just like you have to experience it, otherwise you can't watch this show. Like,
I mean, but I'm saying for this ending, this last episode,
yeah,
I'm just gonna say what I just said there.
yep, lost a homie, man.
Jujutsu Kaisen. With this episode, we finished the fight with Mahito and fucking Yuji pulling a Mad Lad move, punches his way through the domain expansion.
Yep, Itadori is insane, and I love him for it.
And we have a little bit of backstory on Nanami.
Yep.
This is why the man's a true OG.
But yeah, so that pretty much wraps up.
This 12th episode.
My bad.
I will give this really quick here. We get more of the continued storming of Bukadonia, where we had Frankenstein take on Fastboy Brothers, with Tao, M21, and Akio taking on the younger brother. And we also have Regis take on another Duke to prove his worth. And Raziel goes into the castle to basically start his fight with the Lord.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Noblesse. Yeah.
Yeah, all great shit. Wouldn't you say, Jay?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, like this season, at least from what I saw, we're all pretty solid. I also watched Yashahime in my own time. It took a little bit to really get interesting, but I thought it was good.
It developed its own personality.
If it's definitely not a Boruto for sure, which thankfully.
Right. That's kind of what I meant by discovering its own identity.
Yeah, I would put it in C tier. Like, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody who wasn't a hardcore Inuyasha fan. But if you loved Inuyasha as a kid, like I did, you would definitely enjoy Yashahime.
All right. So with that, join us next week when we actually put together our 2020 year tier list. I hope you guys come to see that.
Yep, it'll be a good time. Hopefully we can get Jordan on. We'll see if we can get Jordan into voice chat for that one.
It's been more of a, since I've been co-hosting on Jay's streams, I haven't been recording as per usual for my usual schedule for Weeb Warriors, so it might be subject to change.
Yeah, it all depends on when we get done with the Nekos, man. And also once we finish Nekopara, Tony has free reign to choose the next visual novel. Although, like this one, he's paying for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have a good time. We have
paying for it.
We have a good time on those streams. We mostly play. I mostly do FGO. We sometimes dabble into other games, like we did Little Misfortune the other day.
That was a fucking time, man.
Yes, it was. It was indeed. We're also going to be mixing it up a bit. Do some Pokemon Showdown eventually again. And then the Yu-Gi-Oh streams are coming back. And once I get a proper capture device for my Switch, we will be doing Mario Kart, so that'll be fun. And of course, like Tony mentioned before, we do community Among Us streams with our lovely people in the Discord. So definitely check those out when you can. Obviously, my social media links are right up here in the overlay. You can see them right there. All of it is Jay's Caldea or Mr. Jay's Caldea. Either way, you can find me that way.
And if you came from all of those links and whatnot, I'm happy that you're making a small community for me. So yes, you're all the real homies.
Yep. Good shit. All right. Well, now we gotta prepare for a stream, so we'll catch you guys later.
Right.
Johnny.
See you next time.